Hello fellow adventurers, so this will be the story of me not researching my destination and flying to Larnaca in Cyprus for $15 for 22 days. So, I picked the dates for Christmas because I usually spend Christmas in Bulgaria, which is a very depressing experience by itself, not just because of the country, but because of like the weather, the cold, and blah blah blah. Last winter though, I was in Latvia, which was not, let's say, a better experience because the Nordic countries in the winter, it's very grey, it's very dark, it's very cold. So I was like, I'll be thinking something more southern this time. And I booked my tickets without even having any research on Larnaca. And here we are. Because like you know that everyone is talking about Cyprus, like Lindsay Long is going to Cyprus, blah blah blah, all of those star bullshit. And like everyone is telling you it's a very nice beachy destination, you can imagine the Hawaii of Greece, blah blah blah. It is. It is, and it's gorgeous, it's amazing, it's awesome. Like in the winter everything is closed, basically all the Balkan countries close during the winter whenever it's not the season, because if there are no tourists, why would you work? Like, who's going to give you the money? This is the question, this is the business mindset. But let's be very realistic. Me, I'm a Bulgarian girl. How are you going to afford, let's say, 20 or 22 days or a month anywhere with your salary? This is basically impossible. Like, imagine that if my salary is 1,000, if I'm lucky in Bulgaria, this is 500 euros. Which should you pay first? Like, your rent, your food, going to another city, like exploring the island. It doesn't work like that. So you have to be creative. How was I creative?
Nope.
Hostel, volunteering. Literally the second that I booked my flight, I was like, okay, I have to sleep somewhere for free. This is the plan. And no, I didn't think of this before. I started thinking of it after I booked my flight. Which might be a mistake. I was just lucky. Thank you, universe. I'm not sleeping somewhere outside. So what's the story behind? I opened the maps. I typed basically stays in Larnaca, stays in Cyprus, whatever the luck takes me basically. And the first one was a hostel, and I was like, okay, I'll just call them. Why not? And I picked the phone and I was like, hello,
it's me.
Are you looking for volunteers around Christmas? And they were like, maybe not. It's not really the season. We don't really need help about anything. Basically, there's not many people into the hostel, so you can help us. Like, we are good. And they hang the phone, and I was like, okay, I'll take a nap. I'll research something tomorrow. I'm not the most organized person. I usually do the things last minute. Anyways, I'm taking a nap. I'm drinking coffee. I'm doing something in dark Bulgaria. And literally in 2 hours, the phone rings. And it's the owner of the hostel. And he's like, see, maybe we'll need help around Christmas because, our housekeeping stuff is not working. They probably want you to take some days off. This is awesome. This is perfect. And I was like, I have major in advertising and marketing. I can literally help you develop your websites, your social media. I can take pictures of you and everything. And they were like, okay, that's perfect. We can think of something. Just let me know whenever you come. And we switched contacts and everything. And I booked my tickets previously. I sent him all of the details and everything, and I was like, okay, I'm coming. And I don't think that they believed me because they were like, you're coming in winter in Larnaca by yourself and you're going to be volunteering for that. Like, this doesn't match. Anyways, I'm going to the hostel, and they were like, okay, you'll probably clean for 1 or 2 or 3 days, and then you can help us for the social media. You can take videos and pictures and reels for our page. Perfect collaboration. And this is Kids How I Met Your Mother. No, this is not How I Met Your Mother, but this is basically how I didn't end up sleeping on the bench outside. So this is Kids How I Met Myself and my capabilities. And my third eye worked for me miraculously on Christmas. Yeah, this was a Christmas miracle. This was a moment of realization just for me. And actually, whenever I started shooting, like you don't see at the background because I reached to this point, okay? I reached to this point, but there's no cars behind me. All of the cars are in front of me, and all of the people walking are in front of me. So those people are beeping at me and waving at me because I'm at a town square. It's basically a town square, and everything is coming back from work looking at me vlogging in here. It's just gorgeous, it's awesome. So back to the story. I'm arriving 20th of December. I'm arriving at 5:30, but here the sunset is usually around 4:30ish. So it's pitch dark. And the fucking bus doesn't stop at the bus stops. Like, you have to tell them, which I didn't know, like that you have to warn them that you wanna get off the bus. I didn't know this. Or he takes you to the very end stop. And at some point, I'm checking on my map. He passes my bus stop, and I'm like, wait! I need to get off the bus. He stops. He's driving at full speed, and he stops out of nowhere. I'm falling down on the ground. My suitcase is rolling after me. You can imagine the disaster. Anyways, I'm taking my suitcase, and I'm embarking on a journey through this town. For me, it felt like it was midnight, and it was like a ghost town because it was pitch dark. There was no people, no lights on the houses, nothing whatsoever. Like, you would think that it's either 3 in the morning or everybody's dead. It's like an apocalypse. This is literally 5 p.m. in Larnaca. Nothing, like literally the only thing is the street lights. It's like a dead city. It's like a zombie town. I have no clue what's happening here. Like, this is the only door that has any light on it, and I've been walking for maybe 15 minutes. Are they asleep? Are they dead? Nobody knows. And it's been like walking couple of minutes, and then I reached my hostel. You know, I checked in, I got my keys, I put my suitcases, made my bed for sleep, and I was like, it's 7 o'clock at night. And it's full moon. It's going to be gorgeous at the beach. I literally have to go, and I see that the beach is a minute walk maybe from the hostel. Like, you see it from the hostel, so you know how close it is. And I was like, okay, I'm going to the beach. The moment that you step on the main street, like downtown, cafes are full. Everybody's outside. Everybody's drinking coffee at 6 p.m. They're just enjoying life. The full moon was gorgeous. They had some Christmas decorations. I had a walk through the downtown and everything. Then I went back to sleep. Thank God no one was snoring or anything. And this is how my adventure started. Basically no plan, no nothing. On the next day, I'm sending pictures, you know, to my friends, to my dad. A friend of mine was like, hey, by the way, I bought the ticket and I'm coming to you. And I'm like, this never happens. You know that this never happens. Whenever a friend tells you, yeah, I'm going to travel with you, I'm booking a ticket, blah, 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 I really want to come with you. Nobody ever comes with you. So she literally flew here. Like, if I flew here on 20th of December, she came at 22nd. It was awesome. And then we were like having fun, you know, I'm sending pictures to my dad and he's like, yeah, blah, 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 happy holidays. By the way, I decided to come as well. I'm usually traveling alone, like I cannot find a single human being to follow me, and this time there's 2 human beings, and like my dad, part of my family, is coming for Christmas to me, which never happens, like never. And it was a very nice experience, because let's say that the hostel that I'm in, it's a very new hostel, and they still haven't installed the air conditioner, so it was pretty cold at night. It was like maybe 9 or 8 degrees in the room, and this is me, like this is the way that I dress when it's like 20 degrees outside. It's not very, you know, it's not appropriate, you know, people are walking in shorts right now. If I turn the camera, you'll see the dad drinking coffee and smoking cigarette and looking at me like I'm an alien in his shorts and in his t-shirt. And I'm with 2 jackets and a sweater. So you can imagine how I was sleeping in that hostel, like with all my sweaters and jackets and everything. And the moment that my friend came and booked a hotel, it was the moment that I moved. I just packed my bags and I was like, see ya later. I was having hot showers for 2 days straight. I was having very nice sleep with her and everything. And then my dad came and we got him an Airbnb for the next, I think it was 5 or 6 nights if I'm not lying. 5 nights, yes. So then we too migrated to my dad's Airbnb for Christmas. Another heads up, here nothing ever works around Christmas or around holidays. And my dad was like, you know that those are real people. They don't work. They appreciate their holidays and everything. everything's going to be closed. And I'm like, nah, chill, it's going to be fine. Like, I'm going to take like a bunch of veggies, maybe a broccoli or whatever. I'm going to make a salad or something. I got him a Lebanese falafel sandwich. And I was like, yeah, this is the Christmas dinner and everything. And he's like, are you crazy? Do you realize that it's 24 tonight? And we're going to be out of food by the end of this night. And nothing will work until New Year's. And I'm like, nah, relax. Nothing worked until 3rd of January. Basically, there's just one big supermarket which works, constantly 24/7, even holidays, whatever. It's super expensive. And we were eating out of it just because everything else was closed. And another interesting fact, it's not the season for anything. You can walk down the streets and probably pick limes and oranges, which are going to be very, 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 very sour. And that's it. This is for everything for the veggies and fruits here. If you want something, you have to physically walk for 30 minutes to Metro or to Lidl to buy it, and it's going to be so raw. You have to pack it in a bag and wait for it for 5 days to ripen, to become decent for eating, for cooking at least. And I cannot survive without fruits and veggies. I have gut issues, I have stomach problems. I cannot survive solely on bread and yogurt. I've done this, but I cannot do this for 20 days straight. And this is what I'm basically doing right now. I'm pushing my limits, the limits of my guts, the limits of my health, because they don't have any fruits and veggies. Every Saturday, don't get me wrong. I'm saying this with all of the good feelings. They do have a market on Saturdays, and this market, there's many people gathering from around, bringing production. Just like in Bulgaria, we have the Zhenski Bazaar, the women's market. Same thing happens here. It just happens once a week. And guess what? It doesn't happen around the holidays. It didn't happen at the weekend of Christmas. It didn't happen at the weekend of New Year's. I've only caught it once, and I bought 1 broccoli and 5 clementines. Yeah, girl, boys. Yeah, girl. If you live with me or if you travel with me, you're probably going to be starving, like my dad says. So yeah, basically, my friend arrived. We totally ruined our schedules. I got the trainers with me, rubber bands, gym clothes. I researched on gyms. I didn't research of the place. I didn't see anything of Larnaca, of culture, of places to visit, even of stays, of accommodations where I should sleep. I researched for gyms, and I picked up my gym clothing and everything. Did I go? No. Did I eat stacks of pancakes and avocado toasts and maybe 3 coffees a day and chocolate and peanut butter? Yeah, and ice cream. Tons of ice cream. Yes, I did. I absolutely did. Am I guilty? So yeah, whenever Stasi came, Stasi's my friend, we were basically moving like crazy because she booked a hotel for 2 nights, then she booked another hotel for 3 nights, then we moved to the Airbnb, but this Airbnb was booked, so listen. The woman had maybe 3 properties, and we were staying in one of the properties for 2 nights, then we had to move for another 3 nights, then we had to move for another 1 night, then we had to move for another 2 nights. And basically we moved, I counted them, together we moved 8 times, and maybe a couple of yesterday, it was my 9th move back to the hostel. And nothing works. Okay, yeah, deal, nothing works. And she's like, I want you to give me the money for the Airbnb cash, so I don't have to declare them, it's the end of the year, blah blah blah. Okay, what should we do? And she's like, nothing works, you can just go down at the store, at the liquor store, because there was a liquor store exactly like this, down at the block where we were living. This man, no break, New Year's, Christmas Eve, everything, every single minute he was in that store. He was jamming on super loud music, but he was such a dude. He was so cool. We didn't actually give him the money because we didn't find him trustworthy enough, Yep. He looked decent, don't get me wrong, he looked very decent, but I wouldn't give 150 euro to this man just like that, And back to the topic of nothing working. So, my friend is leaving and she needs to make a rapid test or whatever so she can fly away. we're going to a pharmacy. Pharmacies don't work. Like, if you're dying, you're dying. If you need something, go sort it yourself. You have to have everything figured out before Christmas. If not, you have to wait. And there's no time limit. You don't know who's going to open. It was one pharmacy, not the whole chain, not all of the stores. It was literally one pharmacy. And they opened, I think it was 2nd of January? Yeah, exactly, it was 2nd. And there were so many people. It was a queue. It was maybe 30 people waiting there. And they started fighting about those things. And
You must wait for rabbit test outside. We finish for rabbit test now.
I know, I'm just asking
Other
you a question.
one.
How am I going to know?
We are not allowing me to
my
talk
test?
to you.
my friend, she was like, no, you see, I'm not going. I'm going to pass through the test and everything. It doesn't work that way. I had stomach issues. I had to go to that pharmacy. I've been waiting for exactly, without exaggerating, maybe 20 minutes straight inside. You know, through the fights happening outside and inside and everything like around me. Anyways, and I'm like, see, I need anti-acid for my stomach because, you know, it feels bad, whatever. And she's like, oh, we don't have it. And I'm like, girl, seriously? It's been 1 week. It hurts me. I don't need proper nutrition. I don't have any medicine. It's New Year, so you're the only people working, and you're like closing in maybe 30 minutes because it was 12:30 and they closed at 1. We're sorry, we don't have it. And I'm like, Jesus. So yeah, basically, all in all, back to the topic. I'm back at the hostel. I'll be volunteering here for maybe 1 week more, and then I'm going home because I literally need to eat a salad or something. I need to get vitamins. I need to eat proper nutrition, and I need to stop spending maybe $9 a day for coffees or 12 or whatever. The coffee here is great, and the coconut milk is great, which makes me spend money. Let me know down in the comments, would you ever volunteer at a hostel? Would you travel like I'm traveling? Like a complete idiot. Random. Everything is random. Everything is last minute. My father told me that he likes it, but he will never do it to himself because it's stressful as fuck. Let me know. See ya.